Hello everyone, Buddha here, gonna bring you another StarCraft 2 replay cast. This one will be on the new map Antigua Shipyard on the Season 3 ladder pool. It is a very macro-oriented map, so this is the macro map for the new season. Our two players will be the two Zerg players, VPTang, that we have been seeing a lot lately on my channel, and his opponent, none other than coLRyze. Now, Ryze, I know, might not be that known in the StarCraft 2 community as of yet, but he has performed quite nicely lately, especially in the Go4 SC2 Cup as well as the Craft Cup. He has come respectively first and second, or the other way around, in those two cups, so you know that he actually can put up quite a fight. Tang, not a pro player just yet, but he is Grandmaster this season. We have seen a lot from him. He has personally sent me this replay, so let's hope for a great game. It is ZVZ, my personal best matchup, and hopefully we will be seeing an epic game on this new very large map. Like I said, this map is very macro oriented. You have an easy expansion as well as a relatively easy third, because the two ramps actually give down on the same area, and it is very easy, especially for Terran here, to siege up and protect these three bases. And it does favor Terran a bit when you are, say, in this position where coLRyze is and the Zerg has to spawn down here, because the third base for the Zerg will be a lot harder to actually take, especially if it's actually a Protoss down here, because the third base will be very far away. But this one is very prone to drops, as well as the backdoor rocks, and very close to the Terran main base. Well, but we're not going to see any of this in this game because it is ZVZ. Now, Tang going for a 14 gas 14 pool, as well as his opponent Ryze, so we are seeing a mirror build from these two players. Tang's pool is ever so slightly before Ryze's. You actually saw that it finished right away, and Tang going for a very fast expansion right after this, so he feels he's safe. 4 lings in production for Ryze. Meanwhile, Tang is not producing any lings, so these 4 initial lings might actually give him the slight advantage. Tang not actually finished mining gas just yet. There he goes. He is 100 gas, pulling his last drone off gas, and he is going to start link speed. But it is about 30 seconds behind Ryze, so Ryze will actually have a tiny window of opportunity of 30 seconds where he will have speed and Tang will not, and that enables you to just micro those lings around for 30 seconds, doing the damage that you can, picking off a drone, maybe a queen, because especially if Tang has 2 bases, he can just run down here, harass the expansion, go back in the main, harass the main, and do that for those 30 seconds when Tang won't have speed. Now, Ryze is actually going for a roach warring as well. He is still mining gas. Tang will be able to chase away these lings before speed finishes, but if he's not careful, these lings will actually be able to run back and just completely avoid Tang's lings while they come back home, and this actually might be able to pick off a drone or two. The roach warren is done. Ryze actually producing 10 lings at this point. I wonder if he actually saw the expansion. I think he did. Yes, he did, so he is going to put on a lot of pressure here with his 10 initial lings. Tang, meanwhile, has actually 20 of his own defending. Speed not just done, not quite done yet, almost done here. 1 second away. There it is. So both these players do have speed. And Tang does have more lings at this point, as well as a queen and an expansion already done. So it is actually looking good for him. No roach warring just yet, though. So these roaches might be able to support these lings, but it is a very large map. So by the time they actually walk across this whole cross position spawn, the Tang will have time to actually throw up a roach warren of his own, or at least a spine crawler, to be able to defend. Now he might be able to run up this ramp and actually spot those 2 roaches, might be able to get a surround. Nice surround by Tang. He's actually going to get these 2 roaches off guard. Meanwhile, the lings come and help out their brother roaches, but they are not in sufficient numbers. They will have to run back. These lings are actually in danger of all being picked off if he's not careful. A few of them go down, but saves the majority of them. Now there are 4 roaches and a handful of lings for Ryze. He is going to be able to defend this quite easily now and be able to drone up and saturate his expansion. It is 19 to 26 harvesters, so Tang really has the upper hand at this point. His expansion has been up for quite some time. I would love to see 1 or 2 spinecrawlers in the front here, especially since he did see these roaches from Ryze. He's going to poke up here, see that there are a lot of roaches, so expect a reaction, either saving up larva for those roaches as soon as they pop up or throwing down 2 spine crawlers. It does look like he is going to opt for the first option and just produce roaches as soon as his roach horn finishes, because he knows that this is such a long map to actually go across. These first lings and roaches staying in back, lings just poking forward, seeing what Tang has in store. He is not going to be able to actually walk up this ranch, especially with these 4 roaches. They can just back up and wall off the top ramp and deal with these lings so easily, especially with these reinforcement lings. And really, we have come into a little lull in this game. 6 roaches against 5 from Ryze. He has been able to actually come back in the harvester count, so it is now 35 to 33 harvesters. Tang is actually producing 20 lings and a roach, so he is going to try and bust up this ramp and just kill everything that is there. If Ryze isn't actually careful here, he needs to be aware of his minimap and actually spot these when they come out of Tang's base, because if he doesn't, he might be in for quite the surprise at this point. These lings coming back down and retreating back with this big army. I do believe that Ryze actually sees this, so he will start producing a lot of units. He is getting his lair though, so this won't be done in time, so he won't be able to actually utilize this unless he holds this off. But I do feel like Tang is putting a lot into this attack. This might be just an all-in at this point, because you can see 49 to 30 harvesters. He is just going to push up here. Does he have any upgrades? He does not have any upgrades. Fortunately for him, neither does Ryze. He does have 1 spine crawler and 3 more going down at the back of the base. So this will be so tight at this point. That is so many lings just hacking away at the spine crawlers and the roaches. Nice positioning with the evolution chamber, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And there it goes. Ryze actually gets out of the game without GGing, and Tang takes another game from a pro player. So he is really showing us his skills in this game, and hopefully we will be seeing more of him in the near future. So good game by Tang, and tune in for more.